Hey guys, welcome back to Scooby Doo Night of 100 Frights. I'm Sajuuk, this is the second part, and we're going to be heading into the Hedge Maze. It might not be a long part this, but I'm not too sure, it depends on how well we do. Reason I'm coming to this pause screen is, as you know, in the previous recording, I had the New Year's Day fireworks going off in-game, and I didn't want to start a video with just that. I just want to check my sound, they're all normal, which is good. Just turn my headset down so I can actually hear myself. But for the next recordings, I will make sure that the New Year's fireworks are not happening, and that should be because I'll be recording it on a different day. So let's head into the Hedge Maze and get away from the sound effects of the fireworks going off. Now, strangely, when I'm playing the game, my feed shows that the loading screens are really quite blurry. But on your feed it might not look that bad. Anyway, we're just going to progress through here. Now there is a shortcut here that we can't use. You open it from the other side. So we can't do anything about it right now. We're just going to progress this way. There's a monster token that we cannot use right now, so we'll just ignore it. Or we cannot collect it rather, so we can't do anything with it. Now there's far more snacks in the game that are required to actually go through the snack gates. And so you can actually get many more, so we need the helmet for that, that's not a problem. I have to jump across the werewolf. If we just run up the corner here, just avoid that witch who's in the way. So if I just run like this, it'll probably not take too long. We could just do that and we'll be fine. Now there's quite a lot of sections that we're going to go through in this particular part. We're going to be doing basically this whole hedge maze section right up to here, because that's when it goes on to the next section which we can't reach yet. So we're just going to progress on. So this might go on a bit, but I'm not too sure. It depends on how quickly we get through the levels. Now we cannot go that way because that requires the galoshes. Oops. As you can see, we need another plunger rather to get up that steep slope. So we can't go that way right now. So have to go this way.
Right, it's a werewolf.
For now, we can only dive across the top of the enemies because we do not have any
Scooby Snacks
things yet. Dive onto the platform. I'll just bring myself a bit closer to the microphone so I'm not stretching to it. Just get myself a bit more relaxed. Now there is an invention that we can get here that we don't actually need to complete the game. It just makes sneaking around a bit easier. Talk to him. Yeah, to the Professor's inventions, slippers and lampshade, it's basically one. Holding R2 while standing still. So slippers are for moving and the lampshade is for standing still, but you don't really need this, and there is a power up later in Don't Look Down Scooby Doo Part 1 which replaces this one, same effect basically. So if we just do this we can avoid being detected. Kind of pointless, but there you go. And collecting any power up will trigger this particular track to play, but it'll reset itself if you obviously have the game reset. So it's only a temporary track. There is a point when this track will permanently play, which is quite late on in the game actually, so we're just not going to worry about it right now. Oops. Now there is a lot of backtracking you would have to do to get to some of the snacks, like the ones up there. You do need the plunger for that. So we're just going to ignore it and jump up here and go through the gate. I'll give you a chance later to hear some of these tracks as needed, but not right now. Now just here there's yet another shortcut that leads from the Sea Cliffs section, which we're not going to worry about right now because, again, we can't reach it. So yeah, to get 100% would require a lot of backtracking, which I'm not going to be doing in this video. I'm only going to backtrack if it's required for completing a level. Otherwise, I'm not going to do it. For example, there's a monster token that we cannot get without the galoshes. Monster tokens are not required to complete the game. They're just sort of like a side thing to make replayability, but it's not a requirement. Oh look, here's Shaggy again. He's now on a lawnmower type thing. Let's talk to him.
Hey, Scoob! Better hop on quick! This thing has a mind of its own! Okay,
Oops. Get back here. There's some good music here, but I'll let you listen to it later. Or I'll just let you listen to it now, actually. Let me just... there's nothing to really say on this, it's just follow the path that's given by Shaggy and just stay on the thing. But I'm just going to let you hear this amazing music because I think it's really good and cool. It's nice and chill. That's what I think. So I'll just mute myself and you can just watch this pretty epic section.
Movie snacks. This thing's out of control, pal. If you need me, I'll be back at the start. Wahoo!
Hope you enjoyed listening to that little bit of music. So I will do that just every so often, just let you listen to music if it's not a very difficult section like that was. That was just not that difficult at all. It was just follow the path given. Now we'll want to unlock this because we will not be able to go back that way. And there are some sections that once you've progressed through it, you won't be able to go back because of a restriction. So in this case, the restrictions, we cannot get anywhere near the start of the level because there's no way to get back to it. And so the only way to get back there would be to go back to the start of the level, which is On Edge in the Hedge Part 1, and go through it all over again. Because here we have a point that we can't turn back on. Let's unlock this thing here, which is 150 snacks. We've got more than enough. Progress into this rather small section, which is sort of just like a little pass-through section almost. And let's just take a save since I haven't saved in a little bit. There we go. The reason I did save at the end of the previous part is because of the fact that I was just continuing the recording anyway and just pausing for the sake of the videos. But future, I should just be coming to a stop completely. Let's get rid of them. And what's that behind there? It's just a food item that we don't need. Just run. Now, the longer a section is, the different types of music that plays. So this one usually plays on long, difficult sections, just because it does. Now, there is actually a little bit of a glitch here that we can exploit to get into a section that normally we need the helmet invention for. I'm going to show it to you in a minute. But first of all, we're going to go the legitimate way, which is to go over this way, because we haven't got the helmet. So the legit way is to go like this. I'm just gonna... Oh, damn it. Oh, get up there, Scooby. There. So that's the legitimate way. The illegitimate way is to come back this way, because normally you would need the helmet for this. But you can, just with a little bit of pushing, exploit the game's broken physics by swinging backwards and forwards into this thing, and you can actually go right through the thing like that. So that's obviously broken physics. You shouldn't be able to do that. And obviously I'm about to run out of health and such. So this is just a little bit of an exploit. There are a ton of these around the game. Mainly because there's so many, it's not great physics, basically. Now the game does take its own little autosaves every so often. Like here, if I fall down here, which I just did, it'll just put me back to here, just where I was at, which is really useful in my opinion. And I fell down. But it does take like those little autosaves of its own, so we don't have to... Oh, damn it. Now I'm just failing constantly. Now I have to go through this bit because I can't get back through the exploity method I just did. I think we're just about to progress through now. There we go.
Rummy.
And it just allows us to reach some snacks that we would normally not be able to reach at that point. Damn it. Just wait for the... Just sneak a little bit just to avoid that. Stun hint, and then get into the next section without dying any more times. So yeah, as I've said, there's no lives system, so I don't worry about sort of falling down a hole if it helps for knowing how to jump it. I don't know how many snacks we've got in this section, but I don't think we've got the lot, so it's fine. Probably missing a few from back there, but that's okay. I'm not going to backtrack unless it's a requirement. Otherwise, I'm just going to progress forward the best I can. Obviously, you can get way more snacks, as I said, you can get way more snacks than you actually need to complete the game, so we'll just get as many as we can. The more the merrier. That's just at the end of this little mini section. There are a lot of warp gates early on, so your snacks will be drained sort of at the early stages of the game, but not later on. Later on the snack gates sort of dissipate a little bit. I'm just going to pause for a second here because I just need to take my fleece off, so we'll be back in a second, folks. And we're back. I really like that pause recording feature. It makes it so much easier to just pause without having to leave in something that I should have let those guys come out. It doesn't matter. Because that leads up to, if you go up that pathway where the zombie is, you can use the soap bubble invention, which is like the last one, to get along the top to get some more snacks. Again, another bit you'd have to backtrack right at the end of the game. You can't use the bubble gum for it because bubble gum doesn't have the amount of space to be able to allow that. Oh, for God's sake. Yeah, the soap box will replenish your soap bubbles when you find that invention. That's a pointless hit because the soap bubble invention is literally the last one available. And the only reason for it is to allow you to access the final level. And to access the missing things you haven't been able to access so far. So a bit of a pointless one, for God's sake. Let's just run through this section. Actually, this part might be quite short, because I just noticed the time. We're nearly at the end of this section. But that's fine, I don't mind. I might use this excuse just to throw in some bonus bits if I want to. What's here? And just a bit of health, I'll just take it. And I missed that one right there, which I should have gotten. But it's not a concern at all. The only reason I was getting a bit warm is I've got all the doors closed in my study, just to make sure there's no echo from outside the room and just to help with the vocals, but it just means that this room gets incredibly hot after a while. Again, soap bubble needed to get up there. I mean, you could possibly do it with bubble gum, but soap bubble's got a wider area of effect. It makes it easier to do those kind of challenges. And here we can see Haunted Hill and the helmet invention that we will need to progress onward in this game. Now it's important here to go down this passageway over here, where the witch is, not to actually progress down it, but we want to activate this warp gate, otherwise we'll have a long challenge ahead of us to get back to this spot for later. That. Can actually just jump on that perfectly to get some more snacks. Oh. Plenty of snacks in our repertoire now. Just run up here and avoid the boulders. Not too difficult really if we hit one. It'll start to snow as we get up here as well. Just for a nice little bit of effect. This particular snow effect has got nothing to do with the date anyway. Just cheating a little bit there and failing as a result. And I'm all the way back here, which I should have done that, but never mind. And I missed that bat, so that's not a problem.
Oh.
Let's do this as fast as we can. I know I shouldn't really rush, but I am not particularly bothered. There's no lives, it's not like I have to hold on to them for any reason. Oops. Let's avoid that scarecrow for now, because we cannot do anything with him. There we go, up here we go. So the helmet invention will basically be our first way of dealing with monsters. Just climb up here, come on. Here we go. I found the helmet invention. Now you can press the square button to dash ahead and bash objects and monsters. Like so, that gives us 20 snacks. 5 per box. We can just test it right here. Now we can get rid of monsters. So we've got our first way of actually being offensive. In the sense of that we can now defend ourselves, not in the... you know what I mean. Just go this way to open... yeah, this will return us to the start, so we can go in here. So there's a lot of these secret areas that'll just take you back to the start of the level, or something like that. It just makes it easier for progression. Now, because it's been a bit of a short video, I'm actually just going to go back this way. The reason for which is that I can get a monster token straight away. Just a little bit of timing abuse there, just to jump that perfectly without having to stop. So as you can see, I can just time this to get the longest jump. So basically with the double jump, right, the springs invention, you can use it to do some pretty long jumps. I'm actually just going to bring it to a pause here, just because of the fact that if I go back into the main courtyard, we are going to get the New Year's effects again. I don't want that for the next part. So thanks for watching these first 2 parts of Scooby Doo Mystery Night of Frights rather. I've had too much of that lately. In the next part we're going to head back to the front of Mystic Manor and actually enter Mystic Manor and explore it with our new invention. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye now.